Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. Today we are doing a fan request from Ginger Maximus, and we are doing the 1988 comedy horror sci-fi movie Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Here is your trivia question for today. What movie repurposed and reused the clown masks? The answer will be at the end of the video. In Killer Clowns from Outer Space, we have our main character couple, Mike and Debbie, who are supposedly, I think, supposed to be teenagers, but sure, we'll believe that. Now, what ends up happening is they see a shooting star flying off in the distance, so they go to try and find it, and end up finding a circus tent in the middle of the woods. Unfortunately, there's no laughs and happiness here as they find killer clowns from outer space. And now these clowns aren't happy just staying at the big top. They're going to make their way into the town and cause absolute havoc. So it's up to our heroes, Mike, Debbie, Dave, Officer Mooney, and the Terenzi brothers, along with their ice cream truck, to save the day. The movie was actually written, produced, and directed by the Kyotos, three brothers named Edward, Stephen, and Charles. Charles was actually the one in the Clownzilla outfit, as they were originally going to do stop motion for it, but kind of ran out of money for that. Now, where the idea came from is Stephen had an idea of what is the scariest thing to see next to you on a lonely mountain road, and his immediate thought was a clown. Charles was the one who suggested why not an alien clown, and also no car, but the clown is just levitating. So, not only did they write up the movie, but that became one of the actual scenes in the movie. The main theme song was written by the band The Dickies, and they actually wrote the entire song without seeing any of the footage from the film. The famous comedian Soupy Sales almost had a role in the movie, as he is famously known as getting hit by pies. He was originally going to be the security guard who gets absolutely demolished by them. Unfortunately, though, they felt that not many people would recognize or know who Soupy was. Now, there was actually a very famous face in this movie. If you don't recognize him, this individual drinking the very generic beer grew up to be the comedian Christopher Titus. The Kyotos specifically wanted four shapes for the clown masks. They had to be either round, triangle, inverted triangle, or peanut shaped. In my opinion, this movie did a lot of great things. Number one, the clowns were legitimately creepy and even scary at times, especially the noises that came out of them. There's also some really good moments of foreshadowing in this movie. The moment where Officer Mooney says, "Go ahead, Dave, make a dummy out of yourself, but you're not going to make a dummy out of me." When in actuality, a clown does make a dummy out of him. Another moment of foreshadowing is also with Officer Mooney, as over the phone someone mentions that his wife has been kidnapped and put into a balloon. It's good that they mention this, as later on in the movie, when Debbie is put into a balloon, it makes a lot more sense that she's not the only one, as everyone else is put into cotton candy. Now, of course, when mentioning balloons and cotton candy, I can't forget to talk about how amazingly creative this film was with its use of all these clown like props. Now, mind you, a lot of the stuff was leaning more towards supernatural than sci fi, but it still was great in my opinion. Also, being the fact that they've announced a video game for this movie, I'm sure all of those props and random weird things are going to make it very interesting for the video game series. So I know not everyone's going to agree with me on this, but I do feel that Killer Clowns from Outer Space is an amazing movie, and it's even in my top 5 horror movies from the 80s. So, due to its creativity, the fact that it is actually creepy, and it's just downright entertaining, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 5. Now, for the trivia question, what movie repurposed and reused the clown masks? Well, if you ever watch Ernest Scared Stupid and you look very carefully, you might notice that the masks for some of the trolls are actually the repurposed masks for the killer clowns from outer space. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. If there is a movie you'd like to see get a review, mention it in the comments. Otherwise, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.